Hello, and welcome to the Voices in Action podcast. I'm your host, Lily Mott. This podcast is co-produced by the National Lottery Community Fund and Be the Change Media Network, and it is all about youth social action, what it means, why it matters, and the incredible young people creating change in their communities. In today's episode, we are doing something a little different. On June 10th, I traveled to Wales to meet some of the inspiring young people and practitioners behind Mind Our Future, a National Lottery-funded program supporting young people's mental health and well-being across the country. Mind Our Future invited partnerships between community groups, services supporting young people, and the young people themselves from across Wales to create services with young people, not just for them. Whether that's through creative activities, peer support, outdoor experiences, or opportunities to shape services themselves, every project shares one goal: helping young people feel heard, supported, and empowered. Over the course of the day, I spoke to young people and practitioners representing 5 of the organizations funded through Mind Our Future. I also received videos from a 6th group. I asked them about their projects, the moments that have stayed with them, what they've learned, and the advice they'd share with others hoping to make a difference. Let's begin by meeting everyone. So I first asked everyone to introduce themselves and to tell us what brought them to the event today.
My name is Karen. I'm 17 years old. I became a young leader because I really wanted to sort of make some sort of impact that I felt would have a positive change on other young people.
I'm Luke. I'm a project worker with Bernardo's on the Mind Our Future project, and I'm going to be going in the Uncle say.
Hi, my name is Isaac.
Hi, my name is Lee.
Hi, my name's Saida.
Harmonize is like a community. Well, it's a project to bring young people together and to create a kind of space where we're all free to do what we like and to meet new people. Because I think Swansea, even though Swansea's small, there is not a lot to do. So I think having this space, safe space, and doing like activities that bring us young people together. I'm very involved with music. So what I started as like another project was a youth band. So I'm like, me and another person is like the main lead of the youth band. So we use that to be connective and also bring music out to express what we like. I do like covers and everything. But with all the activity that Harmonize does for us, it brings us more closer together, not only as people, but as like I call it as a non-blood family. So as together as this guy, even though he goes to my school, I always love meeting him, talking to everybody, and just having a lovely time.
So, hi, I'm Nerys. I'm from Snakes and Ladders, the other pandemic. I come here today with Snakes and Ladders and our staff. Out of the 3 of us, I'm like the OG. I'm the one who started everything, basically. Yeah, we just wanted to come to see what other projects within this Mind Our Futures has to offer as well.
Hi, I'm Jacob Bridges, obviously another member of Snakes and Ladders. Come here today just to sort of represent Snakes and Ladders and what we've been doing for a few years, and obviously hear about the other amazing work of the young people that have also attended here. So I've mostly joined midway to the project, really, so can't claim to be the original, but absolutely been enjoying it ever since I've been attending these meetings and participating. So that's me.
Hi, I'm Chanel, and I'm an actual volunteer of Snakes and Ladders. I've not long volunteered, but I've been in it since about a month after we started. But yeah, just go see how everyone else has been coping with different things, doing different roles.
I've been involved in the project since the beginning, since just after the bid, from the research stage where I went actually into the community where we are currently having this meeting, because I'm from the Monmouthshire area. And we surveyed 200 plus young people. So we came up with the questions and we were basically just trying to figure out what were their concerns surrounding mental health, like the barriers, that kind of thing. And we developed our discovery report that you can find online. And so then from that discovery report, we had a residential, which Josephine was a part of. And during that residential, we really tried to synthesize all of the different themes that we got from our discovery report down into 3, like what we call like strands. So we have campaigns, engagement, and training, and they all kind of seek to address different concerns that were brought up. So for me, the one that I work on and that I'm coordinator of is the campaigns, which is about young people saying that they weren't able to access the right support at the right time, or that there was a stigma surrounding accessing support. And so we create videos to try and explain the process of accessing support. So whether that be going to a GP, filling out a space referral form, or even just understanding different techniques you can have for managing your well-being in the moment. So we've got videos like on your finger breathing, so going up, breathing in, going down your fingers, breathing out, the kind of 5 things you can see, all of these different skills. And we use that as kind of a landing page to refer people to say that maybe you can find some information there. And then for training, on the training strand, which we all take part in, we deliver kind of tailored sessions depending on what the cohort is. So we have young persons training, and that is how to talk to your friends about their mental health, and kind of like getting young people to consider, boundaries, and also like if it's at a point when you don't have the capacity to support, how you can refer them on. Then we've got people that interact with young people. So like your kind of sports coaches, your scout leaders, but aren't mental health professionals, how they can talk to the young people that access their service about their mental health and what options are available to them. And then we've got the professionals training, which is really focused on the words that they are using to young people, because we had a lot of stories and important, own voices saying that, they'd access support and they'd had this rather inappropriate thing said to them. And so we were really seeking to try and make sure that every young person, when they're accessing support, is getting the right support and the compassionate support. And then if you want to talk about the engagement.
Yes. So the engagement team, which I'm part of, what we do is kind of the boring team. We go out, we do the events. So not long ago, I was invited to Brussels for the European Youth Week, alongside one of our partner organisations.
They're also in charge of our newsletter. So every quarter, a newsletter goes out which details kind of all the work that each of the strands have been doing to our stakeholders or to anyone that would like to read it. And, we get chased up by the engagement team to say, the impacts of our group, and they also coordinate all our efforts. So I kind of see the engagement team as like the glue that keeps all of our different kind of projects under a collective.
Yeah, biannually. So twice a year we hold stakeholder meetings. So we talk, for example, we're partnered with every youth service in Gwent, alongside partner organisations such as the Space Panel, the NHS, local authorities. All of them will come and we discuss the work we do, and they have the we call it community of practice now. I'm still calling it the old name. So I've been on the project for a few years now. We're how organisations hear of us, whilst the training team is how young people, how professionals and parents hear of us.
And it's our main point of impact.
Yeah, our trainings are our pride and joy, because they're entirely made by young people.
And delivered by young people.
We have a wonderful staff, of course, but we are the people who do it.
So we're here from Single Parents Wellbeing, and this project is with young people, specifically aged 10 to 17. And we work with them to deal with isolation, help them build skills, co-produce events that would be for their benefit. We basically try our best to support young people in leadership roles and be able to come together and work. We have some non-school attenders, some neurodivergent young people. So we try to give them a safe space to be involved and do what they feel passionate about. And I was wondering if you guys would speak a little bit about how you took on some leadership roles or volunteered, and how your experiences were.
Got involved because my mum was a single parent, and she found it was supposed to be a walk. The meet was supposed to be like a walk around Road Park, but then I'm pretty sure nobody should, but me. So then I was just chatting, and they were telling me about the C4C, which is the proposed
Champions for Change,
which is like a volunteer group as well. Yeah, I've been a part of that for 3-ish years now. apparently I helped some of the young people. I organised disaster week session, but I couldn't attend.
So we get together every Friday. So we organise. Sharon and Roy ask the young people what do they fancy doing for the day, or if they wanted. So if they wanted to do cooking sessions, if they wanted to do, we did bunkers, crazy golf last week. If they wanted to do beach session, so we do that, and then we do things called weather check-ins, where we basically say what weather we feel of the day. We normally get together and have pizza and a chat.
I'm Ryan. I'm one who's been started this project when it first came an idea and during, I think it was COVID season. So we are based in the Venture in Wrexham, which is a massive playground for kids to go be themselves, build sandcastles, play in the slides, just for them to be run around and have a bit of fresh air and burn off some energy. So I'm Ewan. I work for the Venture, so I'm one of the paid members of staff, but also a young person. So I started off as part of our Young Leaders Advisory Board, which Fiona and Ryan are both part of. And it's an opportunity for us to share our views and voices about issues in Wrexham and how we want to bring awareness to mental health in North East Wales.
I'm Fiona. I've been with the Mind Our Futures at the Venture for not very long. I joined because of young carers. They found that it would be good for me to make new friends.
Each partnership approaches mental health in its own unique way, shaped by the needs of the young people and the communities they work alongside. So the next question I asked is, can you tell us about the project you're involved in, how it's developed, and how it's changing the lives of young people?
Yeah, so the project began with 2 voice inclusion workers covering Gwynedd and Anglesey, capturing the voices of around 360 young people. Since then, it's grown into 5 different groups across the 2 counties. Across the last 4 years, we've had over 50 young people become ambassadors for the project and the communities they represent. They've supported the project in a number of ways. So here's a couple of examples of the work they've done. So they hosted our initial conference. They hosted the launch of the Bernardo's Manifesto in the Senedd. They've supported the Children's Commission in launching a new strategy in the Eisteddfod, redeveloped this anti-bullying policy in Ysgol David Hughes, supported development of a young person's version of the NEXT framework, supported CAMS with information for parents around self-harm. And then more recently, we're looking into the concepts of food inequalities in Anglesey with the Food Partnership and the young people.
So Harmonize for me, he said that they do activities and all that, but most importantly, they value us more. So they do the activities we want them to do. So we have a vote on what kind of things we do. So we wanted to go camping, they took us camping. We wanted to start a band, they let us start a band. We wanted to do textiles, we sewed bags. We did arts, we did mug making, all that. So it's mostly on what the youth wants to make them feel better. That's what Harmonize lets us do.
Harmonize mostly bleeds more on the mental health of the youth, making sure we've got the opportunity to express what we actually want to do instead of them just forcing activities on us. Even though we might not enjoy them, they just want us to how do I put it? I don't really know how to say it, but it's basically just express how we feel and giving them activities we want to do so they can provide that for us, basically. I'm providing a safe space for us to also do the activities.
So I am the admin for the project. And so we sort of work with a lot of kids between the age of 11 to 25. And obviously, this is part of the partnership on co-funders that are helping us for this project. So, so we work with people like Terry. We're a volunteer. So he's a volunteer for our project as well. So, but it's still within the age range. So a lot of the times, every Wednesday, we do a lot of activities for them, or sometimes we do some outdoor activities. Recently, we did a camping activity. We went to the O2 as well. So a lot of activities that really help young people go out, help with their mental health. So this is specifically for the Harmonize project. That's what we kind of specialize in, but we work in the African Community Center as well. So, I'll let Terry share his experience, how, the project has been for him.
First experience is that
when I used to come, we used to do like stuff like games and arts, and like drawing and like painting mugs, stuff. And then after, I didn't even know there was a band. And then I realized Isaac told me that there was a band. And then obviously I used to play the keyboard like when I was a little kid. And then I started playing keyboard for them, and then kind of got really good. And it's really fun. It brings like first more confidence, like makes it really happy.
So yeah, we equip them with a lot of different skills. So like you was mentioned about the band, we had the opportunity to play in the O2 in London, which is fantastic. So yeah, we had the band play a really nice song there. Again, just equipping them with new skills, with different skills to help them in the future. You never know really where they go, to be honest. And that's what our project is about, to make sure they equip them for the future, get them ready for the future as well. And just genuinely to put them in a space where they can feel safe, and they can feel happy, and they can feel like they belong as well. Because Swansea still growing, sort of a small city, and there's not really a lot of people that look like them or look like us. But again, our community brings in everybody. Do you know what I mean? That's really what our project is about, just making sure that the kids feel belonging and have something to do.
So in the beginning, before Snakes and Ladders, we have another project called Merthyr Tydfil Borough Youth Forum. And it was brought to us through one of our local councillors and our current youth mayor at the time. And they said, look, we can see how much young people are being affected by mental health during COVID. This is out. We want to try and get it so that we can help as many young people in Merthyr Tydfil with their mental health as possible, because we don't think young people's mental health is advocated for enough. And it needs to be young people led, not just adults standing there telling you, oh, this is how you feel, this is what you should do. Because it's our lived experience, not theirs.
Although every project looked a little bit different, one thing quickly became clear for me as I was having these conversations. The biggest impact often comes from the moments you don't expect. So my next question, I asked everyone to reflect on a story or a memory that has stayed with them.
Camping,
Camping was really fun.
Yeah.
The food, football, everything, the music, the games, everything.
Yeah,
Fun.
yeah. So
Really.
the camping he's talking about, we recently did that not too long ago. I'm not sure what month was it. March. We did that in March. So we went away to a really nice place where the kids could really just, engage with each other, stay with each other for a couple of days, but fun activities and all that stuff. But for me, I think my highlight of being within the project would be just seeing the youth being able to, enjoy themselves. And I think the biggest highlight for us is actually seeing them perform in the O2. I think that's one of the biggest things that we've done for them. So, they got the opportunity to actually perform something that they've been doing for so long and perform it in front of so many crowds. So I'd say, whilst I've been working here, that's probably one of the biggest highlights for me. Seeing them being able to just achieve something great and being able to perform at such a big scale. So it was really, really good. Yeah.
I think my favorite was when we went to that. We had to make a recruitment video for the
Rock
Snakes on
UK.
at the Rock UK. So there's a little rock climbing place that you can also like stay overnight in Merthyr. And
Some of us did actually stay overnight.
No, I drove. I went to the drive, so I was able to stay at home and then
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then we didn't actually do anything next. We didn't have much time, but we actually made our promo video there, and it's so lovely in the middle of nature. And we just spent time taking our time walking around, showing all the different things and just explaining what we do for young people and that we need them.
It was so fun though as well, because we had our own very own Snakes and Ladders like hoodies, and we had like a little cup. I remember I was wearing this shirt over with a hoodie over. It was like a product placement. It was so great. But I'm pretty sure nearly everyone had an opportunity to take part and speak and like have a line in the video as well. And we even had a few young people who even like managed the cameras. So it was practically entirely youth-led advertisement for the group, which I think is just so important to have, really.
And like we write our own scripts, but we never really stay to them. We sort of change it as we go, what fits us as young people.
So we did the Snakes and Ladders conference. So we've done 2 conferences at the moment. It's a chance for schools, community groups within Merthyr, and some
Teachers, head teachers, social
Counsellors.
services,
councillors, yeah.
local councillors, CAMs for young people came. And we have schools explaining what they've been doing in a partnership with us, what we've been doing, how the project has gone, where, things we've put in place that are working.
How's other
Things
people's
that,
helped us as well.
maybe aren't working, but we could improve a bit more.
And again, that was youth led as well. It was young people who welcomed everyone, who stood up on the podium and was presenting our findings. It was young people again who led the workshops. So we had individual workshops for each group, and we were the ones that led the engagement, and we were the ones that were manning the stalls, the registering. We were the ones welcoming the networking. Really, the staff just took sort of in the background, just to be in that supportive role.
Just there to make sure we're okay if we need anything to keep the day on track. But I think the main thing with us is everything that can possibly be young person led is, and that's the best thing about us.
The entire day got recorded as well as it was a really good day for me. You
It's all
spoke
over
about
our
it.
social media as well, isn't it?
It's like everywhere you can possibly go, it's there.
I think thinking of a moment is really difficult because there's been loads of different moments, and like coming up, I think is going to be the moment that people talk about a lot, because in September we're going to Finland to kind of share best practice with a Finnish organisation called YESI, which we got some funding through the Welsh government for. But in terms of, I guess, one takeaway from the project is that this project has had the single most impactful benefit on my mental health than any like mental health treatment I've ever received. I've received support since I was incredibly young, but getting to feel like you're making a tangible change and then also being upskilled and having the kind of like coping techniques that we've got through the project has been the single best thing for improving my own mental well-being. So I think that would be my main takeaway from the project. It's made me feel so much more secure in my own mental health.
There's so many great moments we've had. The residentials, we've gone to yearly residential, but I think for me, I did allude to it earlier, is the trip to Brussels in the European Youth Week. I was invited with RICA, the European Youth Information Advocacy and Counselling Agency. What they do is, they're one of our partner organisations. They, do youth information, but they invited one of us to go to Brussels, and it really made me see how we can have an impact. Whilst our project is Gwent, it's Newport, it's Caerphilly, it's Monmouth, I think its impact could be worldwide. Our social media isn't just limited to it's just limited to Gwent. It's all worldwide. It's nation and worldwide. And I really feel like I joined this project first as a volunteer when I was 15. Then I was invited to project when I was 16. So joined the project first year of college, and now I'm entering my second year of university.
So we hosted an event in Wrexham called Wellfest, and it was this big wellbeing festival. Centre of Wrexham, hosted it 2 years now. First year, lovely and sunny, so we had about 1,700 people there, all kind of young people and families, and it was a really fun day. Loads of organisations, loads of fun games, all completely funded by National Lottery, so the general public didn't have to pay, which was a big hit. Live music, food vendors. And then we hosted it a second year. Weather was a bit worse, but that didn't stop the turnout. It was absolutely incredible. And it's just a fantastic event. Our Y Lab as well were the ones who co-produced it. So they led it on the day, they planned it, they delivered it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and definitely agree. Wellfest is one of our biggest selling points for our projects. Only because by numbers, they've improved again, although the weather did drop down a bit, but no matter, because people still came out and had fun with us.
Listening to all of these stories, it's so easy to hear the differences that these projects are making, not only for the participants, but also for the people involved in delivering them, which of course was the perfect segue to my next question. How has your Mind Our Future project inspired you?
I found that it's been quite helpful for me to participate in our community practice events. So it's just every 6 weeks roughly, every 2 months. We get all of our mailing lists together as much as we can, and we just sort of share what's going on, what sort of events we have coming up, if there's any training. But over the last couple of community practice sessions, I've co-hosted with other young leaders, and I felt that that's been a big part of my development as a human being, but also as a young leader.
This project has inspired me to be more confident. Yeah, because like when I first came to Swansea, I didn't know anyone, and then I joined Harmondize, and then people with same interests as me, I like became friends with them. For example, this guy, music interests. So, like he said, like a non-blood family. So it's like inspired me to be more confident, approach more people, be here and talking to a podcast. So yeah, that's what it's done for me.
For me personally, it's made me look more outside the box, basically, because now I've got my own mobile app called Nestra for mental health, and was thinking of how can I help the community in that mental health space as well. So I've just been able to make my own mental health mobile app as well, just to kind of help with it as well.
It's to build myself. I love talking, but I don't, it helped me set futures for what I was going to do. So as a organization, it helped me build what I want to do and express myself. Like music, I love expressing myself in music. And then even though I started a band inside Harmondize, I'm also in college. So I started a band outside of in college, but with other people in college. So with the confidence I'm building and also the support with them lot, it helped me succumb something and try to always develop myself in stages. But also, it's always through the support with them, though. Like, I'll never forget that.
Has inspired me playing the keyboard again. Yeah, because I've actually stopped. I stopped when I was 12, and then when I started the band again, I started playing, and I've gotten really good at it. And yeah,
How would you say volunteering as well? How
volunteering makes me feel happy. Get to boss people around as well.
I think for me, obviously, I was there from the beginning. I was 17 when I started. I'm 22 now. And it was just a sort of realization of, oh, wow, people do care about our mental health. People do want to help, but they don't know how, so they need us to. And looking back now, I think it's put me in such a better place now than what I was in when I first joined.
Just like, for me, my confidence has built quite a lot. Like, I wouldn't be doing this right now if I didn't join St. Sanadas. Like, I wouldn't speak in front of people. I wouldn't join these little groups. I would just sit there and just basically lock myself out, wouldn't I? I would never speak in front of people. It's just, my confidence has grown quite a lot. And it's just like, it's shown me that other people do listen. And yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite similar. I think for me, it's inspired me to take more close attention to what's going on in the community and sort of what can be done to help young people. It certainly encouraged me to sort of chair meetings, to speak publicly, to network, sort of to have a deeper understanding of sort of the legislations and what organizations are doing to help promote young people, the importance of telling people in those decision-making roles of the importance of young people and their voices. If I come out of Snakes and Ladders, obviously there's an age limit to it. I think I'd definitely be going right back into more community activism and spreading that awareness of importance of that voice for not just young people, but I think for all people in our community, really.
I think not just that as well, like where we are from, our local area, Merthyr Tydfil, it's got such a bad rap. It gives Merthyr Tydfil something to be proud of and something to say, yeah, we did that. Our young people did that. They chose to take something that wasn't the best and make good out of it, really.
The way the project has changed me in terms of self-advocacy and what to expect of roles in the future, the project has done a great job of demonstrating how to involve young people in these kind of like change making conversations. And so it's given me the kind of capacity and the skills to really kind of demand that of other places of work, and especially in terms of like accessibility. I mean, like any additional needs that you might have has never been seen as a burden and has always been like dealt with such ease and grace. And so I think it's just really like given me the like capacity to self-advocate in like those kind of spaces in the future.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the biggest impacts it's had, it's kind of going on what you were saying. I was a governor for Coleg Gwent, so I was elected by students, and this project really gave me that voice to go, to demand essentially what I want, what I think is best, and it's kind of inspired me to go into government, to go into politics and just general governance as a whole. And it's been really helpful just to this is kind of the baseline. This is what it should be. This should not be an exception. We're paid young people who are treated as experts and being young people. That shouldn't be a new thing. That should have always been the standard. Let's make it a standard now.
And I also guess like outside of the community impact and the personal, well, actually, no, this is a personal impact, but I do believe this project played a vital role in like my uni position. I mean, there aren't many opportunities in my area for work experience or kind of creating those soft skills for that you need for like your personal statement and your application. And when I was like applying in like the healthcare arena, this project was like what I could talk about. And so I think it helped me get into uni.
Yeah. To be louder. Yeah, I've been given a voice a lot. So I'm like, fine, there you go. Yeah. Inspired me to be more of a person who I suppose school teachers wouldn't have seen, because I was like, no, I'm gonna be amazing teacher's pet, and like and then I'm like in an environment that it's more like wanted that you're you yourself and a person that is loud and and goes, no, this is no, I think this, and it's just the environment change that inspires you to be true to yourself of what. So if you want to say something, say it.
It's inspired me to be more creative and be more myself with people, because I felt like, so I've been homeschooled for the past year, but in school I felt like I had to pretend to be someone that I wasn't. So like going to single parents, going to Abbey and like doing the things that I now do, like clubs and stuff, I feel more like I can be more me than like someone that I'm not.
I have a brother and a sister at home. During this project, I was doing my A levels at the time, so I probably just after COVID. So things weren't working out for my brother in school. So he was always having to rely on me. And then got home, we had to release it all out, which is not ideal, essentially, because school should help deal with it at the time, but they've been too busy focusing on other people as well as him. And they need to have quite more attention. My sister is now homeschooled because school didn't work out for her either. Again, it's, trying to be there to hopefully as well as do my own thing at the same time. But yeah, the projects just help me because without my brother and sister, I wouldn't be doing this at all. And I met a bunch of lovely Royal members and the staff is lovely right now.
So I think for me, it was more the confidence. It was more the making connections. I left high school and kind of went to college and became a bit of almost like an outsider because all my friends would say, so it was new people. And joining YLab, I think, has kind of brought me to build my confidence and gave me that independence to work on and have that voice and have that say.
To be more confident in myself, I made new friends, and like before I was had no friends, like not many. And like because of young carers, I've also been able to join YLab.
One of the things I loved hearing the most throughout the day was how much everyone wanted to share what they learned with others, especially with each other in the room. So before we wrapped up, I asked one final question. What advice would you give to another young person or another project hoping to create the same kind of impact in their community?
So I think it's important to remember that young people are sort of experts in their own experiences. So if you want to impact young people, you have to hear from young people. And it's important to make sure that any sort of organisation or person wanting to make change is listening to young people and making sure they get the right feedback. Because anything that is trying to impact young people will work best when young people are asked what will help.
I love what you said there, because that mirrors kind of what I would say for that as well. So one piece of advice that I would give to a younger person would be to never underestimate the power of your contribution, and the work that you do today, the big and the small, could be light to someone's darkness in the future. And to professionals or other projects, I would say give young people power, connections and platforms that they need to shine, and know that by letting go of power, that you're enabling future change.
So, one piece of advice I would give is, I think once you're working with a lot of youth and once you're working within a project, the aim for that is to make sure that it's successful. So I think, but the success is gonna look. You're only gonna be able to view that success based on the people you're working with. So again, people like Terry, he's gonna come out here and say yes, he's gone back into playing the keyboard, and he's gonna say actually I've equipped myself with new skills whilst I've been volunteering. So all of that are success stories for us. So a lot of the times, this is what success looks like to us. So whilst the numbers matters, also the impact that we make on them also matters to us. Those are one of the ways we actually used to sort of evaluate how our project has been. So to me, that is what success looks like. And that's what I think anybody that is trying to look to, continue a project, to start a project, looking at the success and the impact you're going to have on the people you're going to be working with. And I think that within our project, within the Hamadize project, I've been able to see success in sort of the impact that we're having on the kids and how they're growing every single day. Because this will not only impact them in the outside world and, when they get into working spaces and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, we're equipping them with being able to work with different people from different backgrounds, equipping them with new skills. Sometimes we do sewing, sometimes we do music classes, art classes. So a lot of this stuff, whilst they seem little, it makes a very big difference for them. And they go into workspaces when they grow up. Like, he's volunteering now for us. This is such a big pivotal moment for him as a young person, because at the end of the day, he's 16 now. He's going to go into workspace very soon. So all the skills he's learned whilst volunteering, he's going to use that to be able to sort of show that this is what the project he's been working for or been volunteering for has sort of equipped him with. So these are really success stories for us, the kids and all that stuff. Yeah.
Be as authentic you can to yourselves and let the young people feel that they'll be heard and seen and valued. Because growing up, from what I have seen and experienced myself, many of them might think that there's some things that would not be seen very well. Maybe some of them struggle communicating. I know I do. Some of them might feel that they're struggling academically or in sports or something. But whatever it is, if an organization can give them place to be themselves, then you see another side of them where all of a sudden you'd see people take on leadership roles. You'd see people be very creative, wanting to write their own books, lead their own sessions. And if you give them a space where they can feel comfortable, then you would honestly be surprised as how genius and how beautiful all of them can be in their own way.
A huge thank you to everyone who took the time to speak with me and to share their experiences. What really stood out for me through every conversation was that supporting young people's mental health isn't about finding one perfect solution. It's about listening, building trust, creating safe spaces, and giving young people genuine opportunities to shape the support they receive. The projects you've heard about today show what's possible when communities come together and young people's voices are placed at the heart of decision making. If you'd like to find out more about Mind Our Future and the work happening across Wales, you'll find links in this episode's description. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Voices in Action. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and join us next time as we continue exploring youth social action, what it means, why it matters, and the incredible young people creating change in their communities. We'll see you next time.